Hello and welcome. You are tuned in to the Underwater Rugby channel broadcasting the Euroleague live from Krefeld, Germany. We are about to watch the first match on Sunday, and here is a little bit of history about the two teams that are going to meet now. The home club Krefeld, it's a diving club that started in 1952, and they have played 21 games in the Euroleague. They have 10 victories, 6 ties, and 5 losses. They've scored 51 goals and given up 36 goals, a positive differential of 15. Flipper was one of the early members of the Euroleague. The club was founded in 1973. They have played 59 games in the Euroleague. They have won 26, drawn 8, and lost 25. They've scored 147 goals in total and allowed 187, giving them a negative differential of 40 goals. These two teams have played twice, and they have drawn once, and Flipper won once. The last time they played was a very exciting shootout, 4-3 penalty shootout that went Flipper's way. And check out the highlights here from that game.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, are you ready?
Hello, good morning everyone, and welcome underwater rugby fans around the world. You're tuned in to the Underwater Rugby channel broadcasting the Euroleague live from Krefeld, Germany. We're about to start the 9th match of the 8th season, and this will be between Krefeld and Flipper. Allow me now to introduce to you, from Krefeld in blue, wearing number 5, Sasha Bogish. Number 6, David Kressig. Number 7, Martin Meskis. Number 8, Yannick Graf. Number 10, Kihan Bibahani. And the captain, number 12, Alain Kapafiayan. Number 14, Carl Wilhelm Holle. Number 19, Paul Scherer. Number 20, Philip Kreisig. Number 23, Gerham Hunayayan. Number 77, Manuel Gassner. Number 96, Maximilian Caton. And in reserve for this game, number 3, Christian Jacobs, number 4, Paul Werner, and number 9, Lucas Mescas. On the other side of the pool, wearing white, for Flipper, number 4, Tor Lukkefunk. Number 9, Søren Nielsen. Number 10, Kim Isberg. Number 13, Philip Munt. And the captain, wearing number 14, Mikkel Rasmussen. Number 17, Philip Lorentzen. Number 23, Rikke Ladegrove. Number 25, Sigurd Greve Didriksen. Number 29, Christian Schaefer. Number 71, Claude Larson. Number 77, Ole Loring. Number 81, Christopher Suarez. And in reserve for this match, number 6, Søren Bakke, and number 39, Jørn Christophersen. The referees this match. On deck, Rafael Tito de Moras. And in the water, Birgit Ludke and Bob Robinson.
So we're on. Can you hear me, Jan?
Yes.
Okay. Davril Tien on the right side and Jani Mäkinen on the left side. We're the Euroleague commentators today.
Yes,
It's
we are indeed.
Sunday, and we're looking forward to a lot of exciting matches. When we were walking up the road to the swimming pool, we got to talk with the coach of Flipper.
Yeah.
And he told us some interesting things.
Mm-hmm.
What struck you as?
Well, the one thing is that they had put Rasmussen as a forward now.
Right.
So it's interesting. He used to be a defender before. So basically, what I think they're looking for is just fast attacks that perhaps, and of course the effectiveness of goal scoring,
Yes.
which make the difference in yesterday's game.
And he's a heck of a forechecker. He's going to really put pressure on if you get that guy coming at you.
Right. Looking at the two teams, I'd say that they are about the same size. Of course, there are big guys. There are tall guys on both sides. You mentioned last year the two teams actually they draw in the normal time, and it went to a penalty shootout, which Flipper then won 4-3.
Yes.
One interesting thing is that Flipper had in the game the ball possession was nearly the same. It was 52 to 48. So Krefeld slightly controlled the ball more, but nothing significant really. I don't know. I just feel that this is going to be a rather even game. One thing, of course, that Krefeld may have a little advantage is that what we heard that the swimming hall where Flipper practices is now under reconstruction or remodelation.
They have to cross the bridge to go to practice.
They
in
must
Sweden.
go to Malmo to practice on Mondays, so it's only once a week pool time. But of course, the players are really experienced, so they can, if they can only maintain their physical condition outside the pool, practicing, and then once a week a pool time, I don't believe that this is a huge advantage. Another thing is that there are some key players missing still from Flipper's side due to the World Cup and somebody taking out of the time out of the sport, so which is understandable in my
Yeah.
opinion.
We should note that Martin Meskis seems to be playing in this match, and
Okay.
he's injured.
Right.
So that suggests that he just can't stand the idea of his team needing him, and
Okay.
he's not there.
Mm.
I don't know if the doctor would advise him to do this or not, but he seems to be playing. I think that Flipper is going to win.
Here we go. Last night we saw Krefeld losing 0-8 to Molde,
yes.
so it was quite an embarrassing result. So I'm sure the Krefeld side I think they just want to reset now, and if I was a Krefeld coach, I would advise the guys to take it a little bit like a conservative start to the game, so that the Flipper just cannot make any sudden, first minute goal. That's maybe the first thing that can happen. You have lost 8-0 last night, and then suddenly in the game there is a really fast goal. That's the worst thing.
Yeah.
You need to maintain it clean for about a few minutes, and then come to this game little by little, feeling the opponent, so to say. Although these teams, I think they know each other, but still, it's been already. I didn't mark here in my statistics paper what was the date actually when they last played each other. Was it? I think
We
it
have
was
that here.
Yeah, we have it here.
But I
That was 27. It's more than a year. 27th of October 2018. So it's been more than a year since they played last time. So that's a long time.
do you think that the two teams, given the tough last match they had, that they remember that? I think they do.
Yeah.
This is really physically exhausting. Gassner comes in from the bottom to hit the ball. Oh, Claude Larson is playing. Old back.
Well done by the.
It should be a close game.
Yeah. Keiten was the guy who came. He's a really tall guy.
Maximilian, yeah. He's young. Krefeld's got a lot of young players.
That's good. I wonder if this is the same venue where they practice, because they have to close the big pool, I guess, if they want to practice in this. Or are there any other? I think there are some other swimming halls in this region also where they could practice.
You can ask about that. I think they would have their practice late in the evening anyway. So
This is a problem in many swimming halls also in Finland, that they only can practice in a big pool, which is basically part of it's just a small portion is for underwater rugby. So the pool rent, closing the whole pool may be costly sometimes. But this is a fantastic underwater rugby venue.
I like this pool, and we jumped in yesterday to check it out, and it was nice.
The water is warmer than in
quite
Finland.
deep, quite deep.
It is 4 meters 15. So I would say it's nothing extreme, but still from the average, it's a little more.
Many pools are 3.8.
3.8, 4. That's the most typical. So this 20 centimeter, well, if it's 3 meters 80 to 415, that's a 35 centimeter difference, and that makes a difference.
It's always times 2, so you're going to go down and
he could
swim it up.
swim on the surface all the way to
Yeah.
the Krefeld and making a contact with the goalkeeper immediately from a ball. Now
Suarez has
taking
stolen the goal.
Stolen the goal. Oh, that was a close one. Still it's going on, and
Yeah,
it's a goal.
It's a goal.
And it's by
Schaefer,
number
Schaefer.
29,
Schaefer.
Christian Schaefer.
Yeah.
By team scored by number 29, assisted number.
So we saw there
No assist. Number 29.
a lot of pressure.
And this was a sort of a counter-attack goal, which was a problem last night with Krefeld playing Molde. I think one of the big things that was causing chaos with the Krefeld end was these fast counter-attacks by the Molde guys.
That was a combination of 3 players doing the right thing.
Yeah, well, they got the ball to the goal.
Suarez stole the goal.
Yeah, and then immediately they brought in more people. So that's what you gotta do. I think it nothing fancy. That's the way it is. The good thing, the positive thing was that the one guy who was on the surface swimming really fast all the way from their own end to the Krefeld end, that the people went along with him.
On the top.
No, I mean that they were
Oh,
there
yeah, his players,
when
yeah.
the ball in few seconds after when the contact was made to the goalkeeper, there were already few flipper players.
He didn't end up alone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Suarez will be really sorry that he didn't score. He had a chance there. Afterwards, you always ask them what happened, and they will say, I just didn't do the right thing that microsecond earlier.
Yeah, those are the fractions of the second that you cannot really control. You just have to follow your intuitions, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So it's simple.
You should have trained up your muscle memory so that it's automatic. Oh,
Look at the way.
he tried to bat it away to a teammate, but there was a Krefeld guy to get it.
An easy, risky pass.
They gave an assist. No,
No, I
No
think
assist
there
to
was
anybody.
No assist. No.
I think that you could have given an assist to Suarez. He stole the goal. He had the ball, but he didn't pass it.
No,
I don't
he
think.
didn't.
I don't think pass and assist are the same thing. I think this is a mistake.
Yeah. Oh, what a... Again, he was a bit too close to the goal, in my opinion. He should have been maybe a little further away so he could have established a better contact. Still, it's around the flipper goal. And Krefeld, it's really strong when they have the ball, but again here alone, the referee has seen some fault.
Attack on the
Free
head.
throw for the blue
Yes.
team attacking the head.
I don't know why they didn't let the game continue.
Advantage.
Advantage rule.
I would have said advantage
Yeah.
there. They had an attack on, but this is not going to hurt them really. I don't think.
So Krefeld, even with Molde, they could, establish their game in, in the open water or in the pool as such. But something in their scoring effectiveness has now. They should somehow create more pressure.
Well, now that they have Martin Meskison, if he's able to function properly,
Right.
he's a stabilizing player who gets the ball a lot. He moves it around. He's very dynamic, and he's a team leader. So oh, that's nice. But the back is really securely there.
And Flipper, really solid defense. Really difficult to penetrate. Now there is a triangle. For a moment there was this proper triangle that you have one in the front and one player on both sides. That's always a dangerous if there is no good forward checking, if you can establish the triangle. One player is in front of the goal and on both sides there is a player.
And the player in front of the goal screens out the defense on the
Yeah.
other side. Oh, they have a chance. They have a chance.
Look at the way the goalie is holding his
The wall.
the
yeah.
wall. One could claim that it was really his shoulder was really deep, one fraction of a second in. Okay, now there is a referee.
Maybe-
He had his arm,
Maybe it's going to be a penalty shot.
maybe. Penalty shot.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a penalty shot.
Penalty throw for the blue team. Shoulder in the basket.
Yeah, we saw it also.
Yeah.
I don't know, because he had his arm raised already before I saw the shoulder in the basket.
Well, here's the
It must
thing.
have been before even.
The shoulder in the basket definition is that you have 2 points anchored. So if you rest your arm against the wall and you push your body against the rim of the basket, that's not okay.
Right.
You can't do that.
Well, he held a very particular way
Yeah.
onto the wall. Whether you get any advantage holding your palms on a stainless steel surface, I'm not sure.
We must go down and for another swim to check that.
Yeah.
I think they deserve to get this penalty shot. I think so. It was a good
Well,
call.
I would say that there wasn't any massive fault by the flipper players. And they are going to challenge it now. Let's see what part particularly. And it would be good for the sport if the referees could explain it in a detail, always when they do this video check, that what was checked and where exactly was the fault. Because yesterday I think we looked at the video like 5 times maybe, and not every time it was clear for us here commentating, trying to listen what they say and understanding what is the basis of this resolution.
There is a microphone down
Yeah.
there with the referees,
It's
but
an excellent improvement.
it's not
Yeah.
always audible to us
Yes.
or to the audience. Really, we're not the sound technicians, so we
Right.
can't. Video review is in a lot of sports, so
Yeah.
in
Look at this. Okay. That was. It's a clear. I would call that as a shoulder in the basket. It was simply too deep. He was positioned. He was leaning on the wall sideways.
I
In that process, he just inevitably his shoulder went into the basket for a moment.
here he's
Here
holding.
is holding, and then
He's
he
got the
puts
shoulder-
another.
he's-
Look at it. His arm is already raised up, so he
Yeah.
has seen something already. So that's why I saw it also during the game. And here, that was a clear one. So, but then there was no really contact to the goal yet. Well, I would say that this is a. I would say it's a penalty.
So that
I don't know if the goalkeeper's style for goalkeeping is that he always takes this risk with his back.
I think we're not. We
The
don't
penalty-
who was that on the goal? 18, I think it was. But I don't see an 18 in the list we have here.
81 we have.
81. Okay, that's right.
Yeah, it's
So
88
Christopher Suarez. Yeah, yes,
81.
it's 81, not 18.
So it's the Malmo's help for Flipper now.
Yeah.
And the way that he's positioned on the goal puts him in a risk of making this fault.
You can argue that he was not. the-
Touched. There was no contact while he did
Yeah,
it.
but I don't like. That is a confusing aspect to
It is
judging it
indeed.
because it means that the referee must.
But he
make-
must actively take part to the game.
Yeah.
And well, one can argue whether he was actively taking, playing the game, so to say. He was actively doing something. And there is another instance. This is still, that wouldn't be still, in my opinion. It's just on the brink.
But here's the thing: if you're the referee and you watch, and then you have to make a judgment, is it in the game or not? Is it affecting the play? That means 2 judgments: one, the shoulder in, and then immediately afterwards, a question of the effect.
But here we see the referee holding his arm high up all the time. So that was something really in the beginning already that he saw something. Already here, right? They are watching something that he already saw.
Okay, so the contact's already happening over there. So
Yeah.
he's got his shoulder in the back, so it should be a penalty shot.
That was a clear contact.
Yeah.
And that's clearly shoulder in the basket.
Yeah. And shoulder in the basket's quite common in this game.
It is
It's just a
indeed.
reality.
And it's a responsibility of the goalkeeper to play it in a way that it's not in the basket. It's, I think for some goalkeepers, having a really wide back and shoulders
It's an advantage.
It has
Yeah.
somehow advantage. But then if you have a perfectly sized back and form, then you can put yourself like a piece of soap. So you can still bend your back a little
Yeah.
and be a way like. Of course, it's not allowed in the sport to have any body parts inside the goal, but some just
You
seem
can't-
to
you-
have this form of the back that they are like a soap
No.
leaning on the. Now
People-
they are taking a lot of time judging this now.
Yes, I think this is clearly this is a case where also you have to support the referee because the referee has made a judgment which is not unreasonable. So I don't see the point of going over it again and again.
That is so clear for me. You know, that's you simply cannot do that.
We're
But
trying
still-
to find the right sequence, the right angle of the camera, so it will take a while. I'm
So they will still look for right angle of the camera.
In fact, one of the curious things about this is that Philip Munt pulled on Suarez and took him out,
Yeah.
his shoulder out of the basket.
So just for the audience, Kaisa Lindman comes up here and she was also saying that they need to see what happens when the referee raises his arm. So something before already happened what led to that.
Okay,
And this is a claim now. That is also shoulder in the basket. So Cuba, this is Mr. Cuba, right?
yeah, this is,
Christopher Suarez.
yes,
He has to be more careful
not to get caught.
not to get caught. Here the arm is not yet raised, so nothing has happened yet.
We should add on to this discussion that Flipper's very happy to have
Look at-
Suarez playing.
Look at this. Yes. Until now. Well.
He's in good shape. He's
Yes.
making a contribution.
So he comes to this position and he already has the shoulder in the basket.
Which
I
is-
cannot just
which is legal until there's contact and pressure. To me, the rule is illogical, but that's the way it is called by the referees.
This is a long break.
This is too
now.
long.
This
too
is
long.
too long.
So to the to the viewers out there, you should write in the chat, and you can write to the league managers to talk about how.
Look
you
at this. Look at his palms here.
Yeah.
That is, and now he has still not risen his arm. So this I know it's legal.
Anchoring. Yeah.
Anchoring or
Yeah.
taking.
You have 2 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that may have led to it. And now Kaisa, when she saw it, she goes downstairs again in a hurry. Hopefully she wouldn't fall because it's a slippery.
Okay, we have a decision. Yeah, challenge is not accepted. We have a penalty throw.
Yes.
Goalkeeper has the shoulder in the basket and is also wedging against the wall.
Wedging against the wall also.
penalty.
So they saw two issues.
But it's
And
all,
I think it's fair.
it's fair. Yes.
I think, and this is good about the video checking that that this really brings to the game the right resolution of the issues, and of course now Suarez, when he is watching this later on, he need to take the lesson.
Well,
He was wedging clearly.
I
That's
don't-
and also he seems to be playing at risk.
I don't think that this is necessarily a bad thing. You can save the penalty, and there will be no score.
Yeah, that's right. Of course. But what we've seen statistically during these games is that they are very effective in scoring. But let's see, it's number 20.
Must
so
be Krajcik,
Isma
Philip Krajcik.
Krajcik
Yeah.
takes it, and who is receiving?
He's a very good scorer. Probably Kim Eastberry or Eastberry, yeah.
He's betting. Number 10.
And he's got a good hold on.
Krajcik makes quite a risk, and that's it. Beautiful, beautiful. There was quite a bit of risk because Isberg could already have a grip to the ball.
Yeah.
So there was certainly a risky moment.
One of
there
the
before.
key things, though, that Krajcik is so strong in the upper body that he could drop the ball in with. He doesn't need a lot of space.
Okay, so
1-1.
1-1. Okay,
Yeah.
right.
So we have a fight here. We have a match.
We have a match.
Ready?
Okay. Rasmussen, number 14. going after.
And that was spotted. Schaefer couldn't, but they managed to get it off anyway. And they got Bunt down.
Yannick with the ball.
Yeah.
He just wants to hold on to it because he's not aware where is his teammates. He had his lungs, he went to the change. Now there is from the referee on the surface.
We have a white free throw attacking the head in the surface. White free throw. No,
free
no,
throw
no.
for
Okay.
Maximilian Keiten.
Flipper.
It's fun. I know these guys from junior play.
Right.
It's like I
White
know
free throw attacking head.
you know them, right?
Right,
You meet
yeah.
them when they're young and they're on an important trip to
Yeah.
take part in competition,
Yeah,
and you see the emotional state of a teenager,
yeah,
and then a few years later you meet them, they're German national team player.
yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
And this is so rewarding, you know. I have now 3 juniors from my club participating in the youth Nordics in a couple of weeks' time, and seeing them grown from even a child, you know, and then suddenly they are 18, they are in the national squad. Let's see what the future holds to those boys. They have some of these young guys that I have. I've taught them to play the game, and some of my
Blue
teammates.
number
and,
14. Blue number 14 warning for holding.
okay.
That's
White free throw.
Carl Willem Holle has got a warning.
Warning for holding. So it's as a coach, it's so rewarding seeing the boys grow, and it's so interesting to see where they will end up. Of course, from my hometown, probably many of them go to study in Tampere or in Helsinki area. Where will they play? Will they continue playing?
Oh, a lot of pressure here again.
Certainly, I'd like to see one of those guys in a national squad somewhere in the future. They're very talented, few of them, so they have all the chances to.
Yes,
be there.
that's one thing. Although underwater rugby is a small sport, it does attract a number of elite athletes.
Right, it does indeed.
Yeah. It's one of the problems if you have a lot of mediocre athletes, you still cannot make a
Great team.
A great team. It's not possible. Tor. He's a tough guy to fight for the
We
ball.
Yes.
have blue
Yes.
throw.
But they have won the free throw. What was the reason for it? We don't know. Underwater rugby has signals by the referees underwater. You can learn them. You can go down and see. We see holding over and over and over again. So that's a very common one.
It's the most.
I don't know how you signal delay of game. Maybe it's like
and
this.
again something.
Oh. Holding.
Blue number 7. Time penalty. 2
Time
minutes
penalty
for holding.
for
Mes-
holding.
Mes-
Blue number 7.
Meskis.
So this
Martin
was
Meskis.
quite.
White free throw.
So.
Oh, another thing that in the sport, underwater rugby, the referees have to make a lot of decisions. So, holding, for example, why does it happen? Well, there's intentional and unintentional holding.
Right.
He's out because this was intentional,
Mm-hmm.
I presume, right?
White
So-
free throw. Get yourselves ready.
So why would you take the risk of holding and you could be seen and you could suffer some kind of Well, you weigh the advantage, right? You don't want your opponent to get a very good attack on the goal, so you hold. It's a cost-benefit analysis.
Hoppa. Nice pass. Not quite able to make a good contact with the goal immediately. It's a really difficult one if you get the ball like that and then you have just this one chance, just
Right.
one punch, and whether it's successful or not.
But they have put pressure on the defense, and that is
Certainly they have.
a good step towards scoring.
And now I can see from the surface that all the players are within a few meters.
Attack
of
on the equipment, yeah. Attack on the head, yeah.
This is something
White free
that
throw.
And a warning.
I've seen quite a bit here.
We have time penalty, blue number 14.
Okay, so
another one holding the
Time
goal.
penalty, blue number 14.
call Willem Holle.
Holding the goal.
Ville, you see on his back.
Timeout, blue team.
Okay, that's a wise thing for
Time out,
Krefeld now
the blue
taking.
team.
They will be play over 1 minute with 2 players less. So it seems that the referees have now taken a really hard stance on these faults, and they cannot quite understand the reasoning. So would have been, it was 14, right? Who? Yeah.
Call him Vilde. Call Wilhelm.
He's a
Holle.
defender, so it's interesting that they had no warning on this particular fault before, and they were given directly a 2 minutes time penalty.
Well, the attack on the head was he was pulling his cap off. Did you see that? He more or less got it off. He was putting it on afterwards. So. Okay, so they're discussing the goalie.
Yeah, because I saw them doing it. The referees
Signaling advantage.
signaling that somebody, that is a typical fault. Also, some goalkeepers they make a video challenge on it.
We have a blue team video challenge.
That is a wise thing to do for the blue team.
To get
Blue team video
because
challenge.
playing against Flipper 2 men down can be a decisive issue for this match.
yes.
So whatever is the end result, I think taking
wanted-
this video check is the right thing to do.
And we should note right now the score is 1-1.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was supposed to say that a goalkeeper that raises his arms, bending to behind the goalkeeper's back where the ring is, the goal's ring, or rim you call it, right? So sometimes for it's a maybe a look at that. He was holding, yes.
The back.
Look at it. He comes in as a defender. Both. This is so clear by Willie. Look at this. He's just holding
Yeah.
with both arms like this. I think it's a perfect decision from the referees. This is absolutely.
Okay, after reviewing the video
Yes, no.
challenge, the challenge is not accepted. We have a time
Yeah.
penalty, 2 minutes for holding the goal.
Yes.
And they lose.
So it was so
White free
clear.
throw.
It was,
Yeah.
you know, there was not a slight chance for any, little mistake because he was holding with both arms.
And there's very little benefit.
And this is something that I complained in the World Cup. I'm so happy that the
Yeah.
referees now are taking this seriously, this issue. And this is just a message for all the clubs. They have to bring this up in their training.
yeah.
They need to remember the rule book again, because you cannot even bend your arm around. But he grabbed the goal with the fingers. So you have to have your palm facing outboards. Attack on
Attacking
the
the head. Against Flipper.
against
Blue
the-
free throw. Attacking the head.
and this is
Blue free
taken
throw,
to the
attacking
midfield
head.
now. Certainly a needed break for Krefeld. They can calmly change the players. And now when they do this free throw, they should just try to kill as many seconds as ever they could. Now there is one player from Flipper. He's ready to jump out from the wall. Wham! He goes in. It seems that in Krefeld's game they come to these wrestling matches underwater and on the surface quite often, which I believe it's not very beneficial for the team. That was a danger moment. Now there is a good contact on the other side.
I think the wrestling they feel.
Flipper players are all over.
They get pushed into it.
Half a minute left, so first penalty. So it's a dual power play now for close to half minutes more. Able still to pass it on the other side. Oh my God, that's well done by Krefeld if they can survive. Yes.
Oh, Kreisig breaks away.
Kreisig has it.
Yeah. Standing on the ledge.
Standing on the edge. That was a fault.
They should have called that. It was by both players.
Yeah. That's okay. So now they have 5 players already and only half a minute left. One power play there.
They tried to steal the
Playing
basket.
outside the area. White free throw. Playing outside the area. White free throw.
This will be a lengthy game because
a lot of whistles.
A lot of whistles, video checkings, lengthy video checkings.
Helping people to sit down in the penalty box. Philip Munt. Schaefer. Just lying on the surface breathing. They're going to
should
attack.
do something.
They will attack. He does the spin.
20 seconds.
Yeah.
Power play. Nice pass. Whoa. Now he's in the sausage position and that's it.
Yeah.
They can deliver. They can deliver in the end.
So Suarez
Goal for the white team.
Does Suarez get assist
Goal for
here?
the white team scored by
He
number.
did. So he recovered a little. Okay. So it's 2-1 to Flipper. Or should I say 1-2 because blue team first. Krefeld
scored by
won.
number 13. Assisted by number 83.
Philip Mund.
No, 81. Assisted
scores,
81.
And Christopher
he gets his
Suarez,
assist.
he gets an assist.
Yeah. He didn't get the ball in, but he wanted to do the sausage.
Yeah.
But he gave up the sausage in favor of trying to push it in. And he couldn't do it. So
ready?
In Sweden, they teach them to take the ball underneath to protect it from the bottom and then apply pressure to the goalie. I don't know if he could really do it. He had the ball by the basket, so he went for it. Krefeld's a little bit of an unlucky team. They have lost tough matches with
little goal differences.
Yeah, and by calls by the referee having maybe not gone their way completely. How do they manage to keep going forward with so many people on them? They're
roughing, attacking it, roughing as well. White free throw.
So when you're a coach and the kids, they play roughly, what do you, I mean, on the one hand, it's a spirit for the team that they're playing hard.
Well, the children that are in my junior team, they are so small, some of them. There are some, age differences and size differences. So sometimes I need to be a little rough with the larger boys.
Tell them to.
Tell them to not to rough too much because otherwise they
blue free
get
throw.
hurt and
discourage.
Doesn't happen
holding.
Really often, but every now and then.
Holding blue free throw.
These guys at this level, some of them, they like rough play to some degree.
Krefeld's way playing this game seems to be really physical. So somehow, you know, it seems that they get to this situation where they all the time need to wrestle. I don't know why is that? Or is it just me seeing the game in the way it is?
I think they would like to play more like Molde, but they can't do it.
This forechecking, of course, from flipper side is amazing. So even in the mid-pool area, they come in like that. That would actually, what it means is that there is a good chance for counter-attacks.
Can you believe that Gassner, he took that ball away like that? That was amazing. Kaisig.
And now that was good. He made the contact, he made the initiative. Okay, now it's in the corner.
It's a hand battle, a little like martial arts.
Coming in.
But to get the pass off,
difficult when you have four hands chasing the ball. Like
but they
well
do
done,
yeah.
Well done by him. Okay, that's the first half, ladies and gentlemen. It's the 8th season
Half-time
of the European Underwater League. This is season 2019-2020. This is the first round, the ninth match, first match of Sunday, 3rd of November. Local time here in Krefeld is close to 10 o'clock in the morning. Krefeld in blue, Flipper in white. Soon you will see the highlights of the first half of the match. My name is Jani Mäkinen. I'm here hosting you in Krefeld with Mr. Darrell Tien commenting live. Please stay tuned.
Yeah.
We have a substitution for the blue team here at halftime. Player number 8 and player number 19 go out. And player number 3, player number 4 comes in.
Okay. Welcome back to Krefeld, Germany. Watch the Euroleague underwater rugby match. It's Krefeld from Germany against Flipper in white color from Copenhagen, Denmark.
Ready?
Teams are getting ready for the second half.
Teams ready?
Flipper in white
10
color
seconds.
is in 2-1 lead against Krefeld. Krefeld, of course, is the home club of Krefeld here. We are in Germany today. They are the hosting team for this round of Euroleague.
And they get paid, can you hear me? They get paid a little bit of money to do this,
Okay,
because it costs money to rent a pool.
sure.
So for the clubs, it's an economic benefit to host, but
Right.
also it's a lot of work. So it's not free. I think that it's going to be hard for Krefeld to win this, but not impossible.
Oh, well, nice one.
Short
Yeah,
run.
it will be difficult, but there was a moment in the first half where they could make like sustained pressure to Flipper's end. Okay, it's
Have a blue free throw.
we
No,
get the
white
same.
free throw.
Free throw for Flipper. We are now in the
Stranglehold. White free throw.
Krefeld's end of the ball.
Stranglehold.
That's enough, that's enough.
Okay, good. Sorry about that. Is it, oh, two more?
Okay.
Now we're okay.
2 meters distance. 2 meters distance.
That's 13 minutes, still plenty of time for Team Krefeld. Team Krefeld played last night against Molde. They lost 8-0, and then actually Krefeld won Kutserne from the other Danish club in the penalty shootout earlier yesterday. In normal time, Krefeld Kutserne was 0-0, so no goals.
Okay, they have a fast break, but there's a halt there. In from above. Oh, nice.
Look at that. It was good one. Now that was shoulder was really close. Not seen by, I think, not seen by the referee. This is something that this Thor Funk does a lot. He just releases the ball in order to have some swimming space. So the opponent has to release him.
These guys are very experienced. Can you turn my volume up a little?
Yeah.
Okay.
How's it now?
Perfect. Thank you.
A defender holding the basket again in a very illegal way. That was from Krefeld's side this time.
One thing I like about Krefeld is these guys are always going forward, trying to get the ball. They're very active.
Well read by the captain.
I think they have picked up a couple of these players from nearby clubs in the
Right.
region.
Okay.
Nobody from Colombia yet.
Okay. Ten minutes 40 seconds still. Plenty of time for Krefeld to come into the game. They need an equalizer, of course, first. The older the game grows, the more risk they need to make. That's inevitable, but still there is no any rush. I think they should just play calm in their own game with their own strength.
I see the number 77 there, a long dive for Loreng. He stayed down and kept them away.
But the issue seems to be that I don't know why, but it seems like they have some difficulties going to the goal, making a synchronized attack. I wonder if they over-engineer a little now, because that was holding maybe. Yes. Free throw, so it's maybe good for Krefeld. They can
You go and
put some
announce the change at
fresh
the
lungs.
protocol table. Holding. Blue free throw.
And now Flipper wants
Well, you have
make
to
a
announce the
change.
changes at the protocol table. Substitutions. You do it in the next stop.
Next stop they can change. I wonder who is going to come in, who is going out.
I saw Claude Larson standing up there. Okay, Rasmussen over to
He's the number 25.
Didriksen,
He was yesterday's
hero.
hero. He was the breakthrough manager.
Yeah. He was happy.
Now
Hey,
that's
that's good.
excellent. Oh! It's
Goal for
Rasmussen.
the white team, scored by number 14, assisted by number 29.
Schaffer, assistant
Rasmussen.
Rasmussen.
The two old.
Scored number 14, assist 29.
I told you I met these two guys first, maybe 10 years ago, outside a pizzeria in Copenhagen, and they were underwater rugby fever
Oh,
permanently,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
like malaria.
Okay. A clinic finishing.
Det är bara på den. We have a substitution for the white team. Number 6 goes in and number 77 goes out.
Søren Baki is in, and Ole Loreng is out. You could borrow a pen over
Yeah,
there.
we have one here somewhere.
Huh? Substitution for the blue team, number 12 out and 9 in.
So Lucas Meskus is coming in.
Ready?
And the captain, Alan Kavafiayan, is out.
Okay.
Kavafiayan is the older guy, so they're maybe hoping that the energy of the younger Meskus brother will be more valuable.
One thing I've noticed with Krefeld's game is that they seem to have quite a bit of the goalkeeper, who is the lowest player, seem to have quite a bit of surface time. Sometimes, in my opinion, even too much. So maybe that would be one of the reasons why they cannot sort of like make sustained, organized attacks on the opponent's goal. That
You mean the goalkeeper in recovery?
yeah, in recovery. I don't know. I just get a feeling every now and then I'm not watching the screen. I'm watching that how much time, where are the players located in the pool on the surface, how much time they are spending breathing, recovering. So I should bring a clock watch for the next round and take some timings,
Yes.
because really if you are like 15 seconds on the surface, in my opinion it's just too long. Again we see number 23. That was definitely more than 10 seconds from Krefeld's side. Geram Hunanian. But they are all very close to Flipper's side, really high up in the field. They seem to have this old-fashioned that two players are recovering and the goalkeeper and the defender.
Good exchange of the ball here. Really impressive that they can maintain the pressure from above. Usually at the lower club level you have to attack from the bottom. You can't attack from above over and over and over. Now they lost it.
Number 6 here again, goalkeeper. I think he's number 6, if I see correctly. At least 20 seconds. Well, not quite so, but still he's on the surface. Still he's on the surface. Still he's on the surface. Now he swims in, still on the surface. Now he dives. And that's the guy. So it seems that the passively recovering goalkeeper, at least, I don't know about the defender, but the goalkeeper just stays above a long time. And I'm not sure whether for the game itself it's something positive or negative. It must be their tactics. Now he is on the surface. Eight, 9, 10, 11 seconds. That's decent, reasonable still. That is so important because typically if you are forward, you would just take 3, maybe 4 lungfuls of air and then you dive. Then if you're in a defense, maybe a little longer because you have to go a little bit to your own end, closer to your own end at least. You cannot just stay above the opponent's goal.
The
And
rule of
course
thumb that we talk about is 3 breaths, and if your team is in trouble, maybe you only get 1 breath.
Yeah, that's right. It's but what I've seen now in the Krefeld's game is that some of the recovering goalkeepers are like maybe up to 20 seconds on the surface. That would mean, I don't know how many breaths that is. That is 15 breaths, maybe. I don't know. But still, a long time. So I wonder if they can, play with the 100% strength, putting the pressure to the
For a longer
opponents.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a good question, and if you're watching as an exchange player, you can be very frustrated
Yes,
because you can think, I
indeed,
want to get in,
Indeed, you.
and why is this guy lying on the surface?
Yeah.
But then, if every time they dive, they do something good,
But somehow I also look at this.
yeah,
Somehow I understand if it's on the goalkeeper, so they just want to have the freedom for the other goalkeeper to play like a forward, while one person just stay a little bit low, making sure
oh,
that
they
there
threw
is
the
no
ball
break.
away there.
That was a nice move. Now it's only 3 minutes, so now it's the risk-taking time that the Krefeld now needs.
Well, Krefeld is set up on the surface. I don't think they can catch up, really, honestly.
Now I can see that number 10, he's been close to half a minute on the surface here. Number 10, if I can see correctly his number. Now
Well-
he's diving. He was half a minute on the surface.
Bibahani, the Krefeld.
Half a minute he spent on the surface.
Oh, punched it out.
Good punch. Some
Rasmussen gets off a pass. They had a lot of guys down to cover, to guard the basket there.
2 minutes. Time is ending inevitably for Team Krefeld. Now they should just attack with all the force. They cannot afford having a people 30 seconds on the surface anymore. That's for sure. They need to dive more. Just put more people. It doesn't really matter if you're losing with 5 goals or 2 goals. I think they just try to score immediately.
Well,
now we have one player here, 23. He's on the surface.
even if they score a goal here, that's only
Why he's
2-3.
not diving? It's only a couple of minutes left. Now he dives, okay. Still I see a couple of these Krefeld players still on the surface. Long time.
But they
Well,
have
this-
they have people at the bottom. They had 2 guys there.
There has now been another guy. I don't know, is he a defender or a goalkeeper?
Holding.
Holding.
Holding, blue free throw. Holding, blue free throw. Substitution for the white team, number. Substitution for the white team, number. Number 17 goes out, number 39 comes in. Blue free throw.
So the coach, Jan Kristoffersen, is going in.
Yes, and Philip Lauritsen out.
So he
Goal-
he told us he didn't know whether he would put himself in or not.
Yeah.
He's not in shape.
He said he had
His
a neck injury.
His neck
yeah.
injury, yeah. He's a very good player. Not a big guy, but
Uh-huh.
no, less than a minute remains now. So Krefeld really can't get into.
It seems now with the Krefeld game
Meskis.
and
Okay.
also with what Flipper yesterday winning Malmo Triton. They won 5-2, Malmo Triton. So the same happens. It seems that the Flipper is a really dense defending team. Neither Malmo or now Krefeld has really able to. They got the goal with the
Penalty.
penalty.
Yeah. That's the Flipper style, is to play a very hard defense and to get 1 or 2 good strikes on the opponent. They get those, they win.
That's it.
That's the game.
Game
That's
over.
the game.
Yeah.
And it's 3-1.
Yeah. So this is interesting. Whom do you think we should interview? What about this match was?
I would like to take one of the Krefeld sides. Well, first of all, it's the home club. We can maybe take a couple of guys,
Yeah,
one from both.
All right.
You know the guys better who to take to an interview.
Well, I would definitely take Martin Meskis because he put himself into the game even though he was injured,
Okay.
and to ask him why he did that and how things are going, and the new people on the team, how did they convince them to join?
Right.
And as far as Flipper goes, you liked Funk. He pushed the ball down on the bottom, and then
Yeah, he's always interesting player indeed. You fetch the guys, you do the interview, I do.
We can do. Yeah, I'll get the guys. You can talk to them.
Okay. Please stay tuned for highlights of the match. The next match then will be Sweden against Sweden. So it will be Malmö Triton in blue and Polisen in white. That match is going to start in about quarter an hour. So please stay tuned for highlights of this match first, and then of course we offer you Euroleague match throughout the day, live here from Krefeld, Germany. Please enjoy the best European underwater rugby. Thank you.